Hello, I think we are live. If you are catching the replay, thank you for watching. I am also going to be streaming on Instagram, so I just turned that on real quick. In today's show, I'm going to be talking about how to be consistent on YouTube, because to really see success here on YouTube, you have to be consistent with at least once a week videos. But with planning videos, recording them, editing them, getting them all uploaded, then promoting them, I know it's pretty easy to quickly run out of time before you need to do that whole process over again. So I'm going to break down my process for staying consistent for over 5 years on YouTube. That's at least one video a week, every week on YouTube for about 5 years. And we're going to get started in just a few seconds. I want to make sure we're all good. Everybody can hear me. I'm going to move the chat over here. I see Americana English is good to go. I'm also going to pull this up on YouTube. I am currently streaming on YouTube and Facebook because of Restream. So if you haven't learned about Restream, I have a link available, trinalittle.com/Restream, that makes restreaming on multiple platforms super easy, minimal tech, because look, I am not a tech person and I hate things that get over techy. So I love what Restream makes available for you to just link everything together and go live. So thank you, Restream, for sponsoring this. I'd also love to hear, where are you watching from right now? And what is your biggest struggle with YouTube or creating video content? Because one of the whole reasons for me doing these Monday live series, so every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have this live show on Facebook, YouTube, and here on Instagram Live. And I love to address any problems that you're having with video content, YouTube content, Instagram content, right? Video, because video is king right now in content creation. And so please share with me in the chat right now or in the comments, what is your biggest struggle with video content and what kind of makes it hard for you to create video content. And if you are watching the replay, just make sure you hashtag replay so I can come back and say hello to you once this is posted. Real quick, if we haven't met, my name is Trina Little. I am a YouTube strategist and I run a YouTube management agency for online entrepreneurs who are ready to get serious with YouTube, but they want somebody else to take care of their YouTube content, right? So what we do in our agency is we basically map out the strategy, tell our clients what to create, and then they film it and we do everything else. I also have a course/coaching program called Video Strategy Academy as well, where I help my students basically handhold them with course content alongside a group coaching program, group coaching calls every single week to really nail their video content strategy. And remember, you can catch me live here every single Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's just a quick 30-minute chat, a quick 30-minute live. So grab your lunch and take a lunch break and watch this with me. And every single week, we're covering topics like getting started on YouTube, how to grow on YouTube, how to use YouTube in your business, and level up your video content strategy. So I want to say hello to YouTube for Musicians from Netherlands, how to detox your life, Helen Butler from the UK, George, hello, Liam, Susan, Jason, Julia, Becky, hello everybody for being here today. I am so excited to dive into this. And like I said, I'm able to stream on multiple platforms thanks to Restream. You can try them out at trinalittle.com/Restream. It's the main reason I'm doing this live show, because it's super simple to do. So thank you again, Restream. And before we jump into these ways to stay consistent, I do want to remind you, with these live streams every single month, we do host at the end of the month, the last Monday of the month, free channel reviews by me. We just did them last week. And the way you can qualify for a free channel review from me is be subscribed to my channel, join me here live every single Monday, and participate in the comments. So when I ask a question, I would love to see you in the chat. And that's how we pick our channels that we are going to review every last Monday of the month. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. I actually have my wrong notes up. So yes, I do have notes, and I like to keep track of, what I want to talk about and everything that we're going to talk about. So consistency here on YouTube. How many of you in the chat right now are posting at least one video a week? Shannon says, niche is my problem in filming, staying kingdom minded. So blessed to have found your channel. That's amazing. Becky, getting back to editing after taping, I get overwhelmed. Awesome. So quite a few struggles here. How about with consistency? How are you guys with consistency? Are we doing at least one video a week? Yes, Jason is. My E-Class Invites is. YouTube for Musicians tries to. Liam, daily. Liam, congrats. That's amazing doing it daily. Emerald, Emily, Melissa Monroe. Okay, you guys are mostly staying consistent. So I want to share some of the things that I do to help me manage a YouTube channel, because YouTube is just one piece of my overall business strategy. Like I said, I run an agency. I have a group coaching program, and I'm creating content daily. And so I have to be very organized and precise with my YouTube content. So the first thing that you need to do, and what I would suggest doing, is literally going old school, get a paper and pen, and just write down every single thing you need to do to get a video up on YouTube. Like every single step. This is what some people call SOPs, or standard operating procedures. And so if you can just get a list written down, that is going to be your first step, because then you can start to look at things like, okay, can I outsource this? Can I find somebody to help me with? Because another big question I get answered by you guys is, what should I outsource? How should I start outsourcing? Because first, initially, we think video editing, but video editing can be a huge piece to outsource. And maybe you can just do your video editing, but you need more time to do other things. And so maybe it's getting something else off your plate, like thumbnail creation or promotion, like with your social media plan. And so I highly suggest you taking a piece of paper out, writing every single thing that you do to get one particular video live on YouTube, and maybe even what you do to promote it. Because then you got to get it in a project management tool. Look, I love a planner just like anybody else. I have a planner here. Let me reach for it, a planner here. I love a planner, but the problem with paper planners is you can get repetitive, and that is a waste of time. So if you're constantly writing a checklist, or you're constantly writing the same things down in your planner, it's going to waste your time immensely. And so if you can get on a tool like Trello, or you can get on a tool like Asana or Monday or ClickUp, you can put your entire checklist there and duplicate it for every single video. This is what I do in my video workflow blueprint. If you're interested in just grabbing my checklist, you can go to trinalittle.com/YouTube workflow. And this is not only how I work, but it's also what we do with all of our agency clients as well. Our agency clients follow this process, and we have team members that we give specific assignments to there as well, to keep people organized, because you've got to stop writing on paper and writing it over and over, because it's a massive waste of time. So what we actually do on Asana, we have a template card with, I think it's around 35 checklist items that we do for one video. And so when it's time to create new content, we just duplicate that checklist every single time so that I don't forget to do something. Blessed Faces by Erica said, I started today with at least one video a week. Okay, awesome. Keep them coming in, you guys. I want to know how many of you have a project management tool or a current workflow. I see that Susan says she loves Trello. It helps so much. Ricky says, video editing holds me back. Not tech savvy either. No, I'm not tech savvy either. That's why I try to get as much consistency and templated as possible to duplicate it over and over. So the first thing that you need to do to get consistent is know what your process is. You're not going to be able to outsource anything on your YouTube channel if you don't know what your process is. So get that piece of paper out, write everything down. Farah says, thank you. Processes and systems are key. Yeah, I'm going to tell you that's the only way that I can get videos out over and over again. So that's first. The second way to be consistent is plan in advance / batching. So why I slash this is because planning for me is part of a batching system. And so I will sit down and plan all of my videos. So over the weekend, I already shot all of my videos for this month. All my videos are done for this month because I took a piece of my week last week and I planned what videos I wanted to film. I did the research. I did the title determination. I decided what thumbnail I wanted. Then I wrote my video game plan. So on Friday, when I could batch filming, I could do those 5 videos back to back to back, which is what I did. And I have an itchy nose, you guys. Let me just tell you. Allergies, am I right? So If you can batch things, you can get things done quicker as well. When you stay in the same zone of genius, you can get through things quicker. And so I plan all my videos in one day, and make sure this is clear. I'm planning my videos on a separate day from filming. The only thing I'm doing on my filming day is just filming. I need to have everything done and ready so that I can only focus on filming on that filming day. Farah says, if my main piece of content that I start with is a Facebook Live, what's the best way to batch that? Farah, I actually recommend, if you are going to do video content for YouTube and you want it to live longer and perform better, to start with a YouTube video, because Facebook Lives repurposed on YouTube just don't work. In fact, these lives that I do every single week on my YouTube channel don't perform well 3 days later. And we actually unlist them because we get negative subscribers with these live series if we leave them out longer. And so live video is perfect for community engagement like I'm doing right now. So Brittany says, how long does it take you to pre-record checklists for each video? And me being able to answer her question in real time, that's the power that lives have. Whereas pre-recorded content can actually live longer and people will watch longer as well, because people who are rewatching don't really care about the comments that you have. And so I highly recommend starting with a YouTube video first so that you can batch those out. So Brittany, how long does it take you to pre-record checklists? So I go through the PREP system, P-R-E-P. Pre-record, record, edit, and promote, the PREP system. And so in the pre-record phase, I'm doing things like SEO research, title determination, call to action determination, thumbnail decision, and then I'm writing my video game plan. That's all in the P phase, the pre-record. That's all getting done. So I had 5 videos with all the P done first. And then on Friday, all I did was the R phase, which was record. When I record, I'm recording the YouTube videos. I'm recording the Instagram TV outros. I'm recording the Facebook video outros. I'm even grabbing my cell phone and recording stories for Instagram to help promote that video. So when you see my videos go live on Wednesday and you see my Instagram story clips that are promoting that video, I've pre-shot those in advance. Those are already recorded. I'm also grabbing my thumbnail photos as well on that record day. That's why it's so important to make sure there's nothing else you're focusing on, batching on your recording days, but recording. I currently had a client just talk to me about this, and she said, how do you get these videos all shot in one day? And what I realized was she's actually planning her videos. She's scripting them. She's creating her video game plans the same day she's going to record videos, and that's not going to work. Planning your videos takes as much work as recording your videos. And so these need to be on 2 separate days to do this successfully. So the second way to be consistent on YouTube is to plan your videos in advance / batch. Batch your planning days, batch your recording days, batch your editing days, right? Because it just gets going a little bit quicker. And then the third phase, the third thing before I answer all your questions over here on YouTube, I see Liam and Enchanted Vacations and Julia got some questions. Hello, Allison Crafts. I'm going to answer all your questions. Instagram, if you've got questions as well, pop them in here. But the last thing that you need to do to stay consistent on YouTube is create templates. So like I said, we have a video game plan. This is a template that I've created, and I go through the prompts in my video game plan, which is available if you purchase my program, the Video Workflow Blueprint. It's at trinalittle.com/workflow blueprint. All of this is inside of there. But in the video game plan, I'm actually determining what's my call to action going to be. What do I want to make sure I'm talking about in this video? And the last thing that I'm figuring out is, what do I want this title to be? Because you need to determine your title before you even start creating your content. And so that's the first template that we have. We also have templates for what our description box content is going to look like, what our thumbnails are going to look like, what our Instagram posts are going to look like, what our Instagram TVs, what our Facebook posts are all going to look like. You need to take the time up front to create these templates to make it super easy for you. So Queenpreneur, real quick, how am I live in multiple places? I'm using a software called Restream that you can check out at trinalittle.com/Restream. But as many templates as you can create as possible, again, will make your process go quickly. So when I shoot my thumbnails, I'm taking a bunch of different photos of myself so that I can use that as an Instagram post, as an Instagram TV cover photo, as a thumbnail for for Pinterest pins, right? So think about all the templates that you can create to help you promote your video on the back end, because promotion does make a difference. If you're just putting your YouTube videos up on YouTube and expecting, if you build it, they will come, it's going to be really hard. You want to use different avenues to promote your content as well. Pinterest is huge for us, always has been. And recently we've been doubling down on our Instagram strategy, and Instagram has been pretty big as well for promotion as well, and driving traffic to our YouTube channel. So if you want to be consistent on YouTube, there's 3 things that you really need to focus on: creating a list or a checklist of everything you do for every single video and writing it down. Then you need to get it on a project management tool like Asana or Trello or ClickUp or Monday, because then you can start to see what you can outsource. Maybe you can outsource somebody to create your thumbnails. Maybe you can outsource somebody to upload your videos, right? So what I actually outsource for myself is everything past the recording. So I do all of my research, I do all of my recording, and then from there, the editing process is outsourced and the promotion piece is outsourced. For our clients and our agency, they have everything outsourced for them to our team except for recording. So we do all of the planning for them, all of the research, all of the titles and tags and thumbnails. And then we tell them, this is the topic we want you to create. They film that video, send it back to us, and we do everything else after that as well. And so you can't figure out what you're going to outsource until you know every single tiny step that you do. So the first step is, like I said, creating a checklist or a standard operating procedure. The second thing you need to do to be consistent on YouTube is plan your videos in advance / batching. When you batch similar tasks together, you can go a lot quicker. Look, I don't look like this normally, all right? I put my makeup on, I straighten my hair here today, and so if I'm gonna take the time to do that and look presentable for camera, I'm gonna try to shoot as many videos as possible. This is exactly what I did on Friday, which was, what was the date? April 30th. I shot 5 videos on April 30th. So I have all of my May content and even my first week of June content done in the bucket before May even started. So now I can just easily outsource the editing pieces over to my video editor. And the third piece is to create templates. If there's something that you're doing over and over and over and over again, create templates. Templates for thumbnails, templates for cover photos, templates for Instagram posts, right? We do a lot of promoting for these particular videos, and the only way we're able to be consistent with promoting our YouTube videos is by creating the templates that we've created. Again, if you want to actually see or have my entire checklist, my entire SOP, you can go to trinalittle.com/YouTube workflow, purchase it. I teach you how I use Asana. So if you've never used Asana before, you're going to get training on Asana. You're going to get my checklist. You're going to get how I do this entire process as well. Real quick before I answer questions, if you're not ready to jump into a purchase product, which is $47 is my YouTube workflow, I do have a free 15-page workbook that will help you get your YouTube channel set up for success. It's going to tell you, how to create your channel banner, what should be on your channel banner, what should be in your channel keywords, what should be in your channel about section, everything you need to do to make sure your YouTube channel is set up and looks professional at trinalittle.com/roadmap. That's totally free, 15 pages of everything that you need to get your channel set up for success. So let me make sure, if you've got questions, pop them in here. I'm going to scroll here through YouTube for Instagram, and I'm going to go over here for YouTube and Facebook. So pop your questions in here. Like I said, we're going to be going through these. Queenpreneur says the workflow is worth the money. Happy customer here. Thank you so much, Queenpreneur. Let's see. Some people are using Notion. Yes, I've heard great things about Notion. For me, once I deep dive into one platform, I don't have the time to learn a new platform. And so I actually started with Trello and took the time to dive into Asana and literally love everything in Asana. So it's going to be hard to convince me to leave Asana for right now because I just don't have the time to learn another software. Questions. Okay, so Julia says, what about premieres versus lives? So premieres are great for you to premiere a pre-recorded video. So let's say you have a video that goes live every Monday at 12 p.m. By doing a premiere, you can be live in that chat engaging with people when that video premieres. A live stream allows you to be live right now, right? Like answering questions, getting people to respond, and having this engagement that we're having right now, whereas a premiere is already a pre-recorded video. So I hope that helps. Unboring wedding, where did you find good people to outsource all the post-shooting stuff to? Unboring wedding, interviews and test projects. So what I did with my video editor, I found a couple video editors. I first looked at their portfolios on their websites first to see, you know, what their style was like. And then they actually had multiple video editors do the same project. So the specific project that I had Annabelle do, who is my current editor, it was a vlog. So I did a vlog for my entire day, what I do in a day. And I had 3 different video editors do that project and then got back the results. And yes, it's going to cost you money to do that, but it allows me to be able to see, one, what it's like to work with each individual editor, because everybody has different personalities and different working styles. So I got to see that firsthand. Second, I got to see style of video editing to see which style of video editing works for me. And third, I just got to see, you know, motivation and not inspiration. I got to see like their motivation and their work ethic, because that's huge for me. I can teach you most things about YouTube, like the skill I can teach, but the motivation and the work ethic I can't teach. So that's what things that I was looking at when it came to video editing. And those are some ways that I would recommend looking for video editors. Getting referrals as well as another great way to do that. Let's see. Could you tell us how to do a thumbnail? Liam, I actually have an entire video on creating thumbnails on my YouTube channel. If you just go to my YouTube channel and type in thumbnails, I believe I did a video towards the end of last year with that. Let's see. Do you think, all right, let's see what Soap Me Up says. Do you think business cards are a good idea for when out in public to hand out to someone, people to promote your channel? You could. But I personally, well, first of all, not many people are going out in public for the past year. So my business cards have literally collected dust in this drawer. But it could work if you're constantly going out talking to people. But the thing is, you need to get them to do that, right? I know for me, a lot of the business cards that I get when I'm out and about tend to just go in a basket. And so while it's great to have your YouTube channel there, and some may, it's easier to get people to subscribe when they're already online. So I would use some online tactics and online promotional tactics like social media to grow your channel that way. Unboring Wedding says, I have a bumping YouTube channel, but what stops me from being more consistent is all the work that happens after I shoot. 1,000,000%. That's why looking at video editors or even an assistant. So even if you have to do the editing yourself, find somebody who can then upload it, optimize it, promote it, or take something else off your plate, right? Unboring Wedding, what are some other things that you can take off your plate? So for me, some of the things I took off my plate was I brought an assistant on who does a lot of my agency client work. She does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, comes to me for approval. So I don't have to do the work. I can look at it. I've taught her my systems. I taught her my processes. She does it, brings it to me. I give it the final stamp of approval, and it saves me hours of work every single week. So looking at ways, other things that you can outsource as well. YouTube for Musicians says, I use Trello and Airtable. I've heard great things about Airtable. Again, not something that I've jumped into. And I use Trello for a long time as well. With Asana, I can do a little bit more. And since my team has grown now with the agency, I needed a more robust project management tool. And Asana just answered that need for me. Let's see. Oh, here's a great question. I use iMovie. Is that a good editor? Absolutely. I used iMovie for the first 3 years on YouTube, and it's a great place to start. It's free for Mac users, Apple users. iMovie is a great place to get started. I like to think, I currently use Final Cut Pro. I like to think as iMovie is Final Cut Pro with training wheels. So iMovie is great. Okay, do you recommend bumping 2 videos per week once you're consistent with one? This is a great question, Enchanted Vacations. And what I would suggest is, can you fit it in your schedule. So for example, back in January and February, I bumped up to 2 videos a week. And once I pulled the data after those 2 months, I realized my channel didn't grow any faster than what it did when I posted 1 video a week. So I was spending a lot more time creating more content to not see any quicker growth. And so what I would recommend is take a look and see if there are other places that you could spend more time on instead of doubling up your video. So can you spend more time creating a better thumbnail? Can you spend more time editing your videos better to keep people to watch longer? YouTube will actually value quality content instead of quantity of content. So again, if you can create videos that people watch longer or get to the end, that's going to be more valuable to you than just putting out another piece of content. So those are some things that I will look at first. Enchanted Vacations. Let me double check. Oh, here we go. What is your opinion on using green screens for YouTube backgrounds? Again, totally your choice. I don't think it's necessarily going to make your channel live or die. So if you guys look at some of my older YouTube videos, circa, I'm trying to think what the date is, 2016, I think. I was in this, no, probably 2017. 2016, 2017. I was in this small, tiny apartment, and all I could shoot on was this ugly yellow wall in my master bedroom. If you wanted to call it that, it literally just fits our bed with a little bit of place to walk around it. And it was just a plain yellowish mustard color wall. And I still grew my YouTube channel. I still grew my business. And so I don't necessarily think you need to worry about what your background is. Just take a look at it, right? Make sure it's not messy. Obviously, you can see some mess that I have here because I was running late and I had to jump on here. But just look about what's in your frame. That's all you really need to worry about is what's in the frame. You don't actually see my coffee cup sitting over here, my water bottle. You don't see the kindergarten desk over here. You need to only think about what's around here. Visible Media says she uses a white wall, and that's all you really need, white, right? Just think about what's in your framing of your video. You don't have to worry about all of that stuff. Again, as you get bigger and as you have more time and as you have more resources, you can absolutely think about your backdrop. But again, if you just have a plain blank wall, I think that's easier than worrying about a green screen. Let's see. Any last minute questions? Because remember, I like to keep this super short, about 30 minutes. So while you're on your lunch break, you jump in here, have lunch with me. So let's see. Man, my nose is so crazy. Anybody else dealing with allergies right now? Holy cow. Let me just tell you. My son is definitely dealing with it, and he is 4 and does not know what is going on with his nose. Let's see. Any last minute questions? Okay. What to say in your first post. So I'm guessing like your video, honestly, whatever you want to. I would pick a video. We have a video coming out in 2 weeks because I shot them already on different video ideas, but figure out what's your audience. Who is your ideal viewer? Who do you want watching your video, and what kind of content are they going to want from you? What value are you going to give them? And then just rip the Band-Aid off. Just put that video up. Whether it's like a Q&A video, whether it's a how-to video, whether it's a what's on my phone video, just think about your viewer. Who is going to be your viewer? What do they want to know from you? And then create that video. Don't stress over it. Don't, sit on it and wait. The sooner you can get content up on YouTube, the sooner you can get data back on what people are watching, how long they're watching, what your click-through rate is, like all the important stuff that you need to know about YouTube, you can't get until you have videos up. So just get a video up. Just get a second video up. Woolala says, what about doing videos when inspired? So that is great as well, but Woolala, I highly recommend being consistent. So for me, I publish these live videos every Monday at 12 p.m. And then my pre-recorded videos, like my weekly posting schedule is every Wednesday at, I'm totally going to mess this up, every Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. All right, so that everybody knows that that's when my video goes live, because you want people to think of your channel as like a TV show, right? back when Game of Thrones was a thing. Everybody knew Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Game of Thrones was on. So they were over there watching that. And so you need to have that consistent time and date, consistent day and time. So your audience can know when to expect videos from you, can show up when they know that video is going to be live. Because the more views you get when your video goes live, the more valuable it's going to look to YouTube, and YouTube will push it to more people. And the only way you can do that is if you start incorporating your weekly videos into people's schedules. So that's why I highly recommend having consistency. How do you move your peeps from IG to YouTube? This is the last question I'm going to answer over here on Instagram. So what I do is we do a bunch of different promotional tactics on Instagram. And one of the things we do is a carousel post the day our video goes live. What a carousel post is like that graphic that you can slide through a couple of different times. And what we do is we do a carousel post highlighting the key takeaways of that video to get people intrigued and spark curiosity to get them over to the YouTube video. And then we have our link in our bio to our YouTube video. We also, the day after, I think, I have Erin. She's currently managing all my social media for me. I just write everything and she makes it look all pretty and put it up. But we also do an Instagram TV. And what we do with that Instagram TV is just share about a third of the video. And then I have an ending that says, I go into more detail with 4 more steps over on my YouTube channel. So I will link to that video in the comments below so you can watch the full video over there. And so that's what I'm doing with my Instagram TV episodes. So I'm giving a chunk of content, but I'm saying to get the rest of it, go over to my YouTube. And that's about it. As far as Facebook, we don't do a lot to get people over to YouTube. We have realized just through our metrics to get people from Facebook to YouTube isn't worth it. And so we just put the full video on Facebook, but those are some different tactics we've been doing over on Instagram to get people to YouTube. Bretta says, I'm taking your advice, just trying to get more subscribers and watch hours so I can monetize. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody so much. Remember, we are here live every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those of you who show up here live, engage, comment, ask questions, you'll be the ones at the top of the list to be selected for a channel review at the end of the month. Also, thank you so much to Restream for sponsoring this. Remember, Restream is how I'm going live on Facebook, on YouTube at the same time. And as soon as I'm approved for LinkedIn Live, I will be able to go live on LinkedIn as well because of Restream's super easy way to literally just schedule it on all of those platforms, hit live, and it's like magic. So easy for me. So thank you all so much. And I look forward to seeing you next week.